Is the Antigravity A1 the perfect travel drone, or should you just stick to the DJI Mini 5 Pro? Let's find out. So I've had this drone since it's come out and I've been able to travel to many different places with this drone, and I want to give you a rundown of what it's actually been like using this as a travel drone, the positives and the negatives compared to something like the DJI Mini 5 Pro, another fantastic mini drone. The Mini 5 Pro is also the same size, fantastic image quality, great tracking, software. So for travel, why would I choose the Antigravity A1 over the Mini 5 Pro? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it down and explain why. So when traveling, you want to take a small drone with you. You might have extra tech equipment and clothes. You're really limited on space. So with both of these drones being under 249 grams and palm sized, even with the additional equipment that you're going to need to fly these, they take up a lot less room than these bigger, heavier drones. And also because they're under 250 grams, that magic number, it means you can fly these in more places around the world with less restrictions than any of these heavier drones on the shelf. Now, both of these drones are also super quiet, so when going to busy tourist locations, you don't want your drone to be causing loads of noise, everybody staring at you. These are really nice and quiet. When they're about 10-20 meters in the air, nobody's even going to notice. Now, this is one of the main reasons why I love taking the Antigravity A1, and it's due to the experience. So as it's a 360 drone, it offers the same fantastic advantages of a 360 action camera. These make fantastic travel cameras, and you can literally just press record and it's going to capture everything 360 out of both of these cameras. On every trip I go to, every holiday, I've always got a 360 camera. So therefore, if I have a 360 drone, then I've got the bases covered for ground and air. But when you're on holiday, especially with friends or family, you might not want to be focusing on the shots, going to that location, researching it, thinking about, right, where should I fly this? Having a look at all the settings, going through all the menus. You might just simply want to hit record. And that's why 360 cameras on ground level are fantastic, because you can then reframe everything afterwards. And it's the same with the 360 drones like this. I can go to a location and not have to plan it first of all, thinking, right, where should I start? What drone moves should I do? What settings should I do for that? I could literally just take this drone off, hit the record button, fly in a straight line, and it's going to capture everything 360. From the top and bottom cameras, you get this full 360 view. So I don't have to think about any drone moves. I don't have to think about anything whatsoever at that time, because it's capturing everything. So then when I go back to that hotel or I'm sat down for a coffee, I can then go onto my computer or my phone on the app, and I can reframe and choose the exact angle I want. I can change it from horizontal to vertical if I want to post something on social media. The image quality is also really good. So it's an 8K drone, so it's capturing everything in 8K from both of these sensors. And then when you export it, you get a 4K file. Now, it doesn't have 10-bit video, and it doesn't also have iLog. So this means you are limited in terms of flexibility afterwards in your color grading. But for majority of people, if you're going on holiday, you might just want to get your drone to capture the shots and not really too fussed about the color grading afterwards. And if you look at all of these examples on the screen, these are all shot, I'm going to be showing you now, on the Antigravity A1, and these are straight out of the drone. So I've not applied any color grading, any adjustments whatsoever. So everything that you can see now, this is what you can get yourself. So it gives you an idea of just how good this image quality is. But what makes this drone is these vision goggles. They are outstanding. The best image quality I have seen out of any drone goggles is these. So you get this really clear view, and as you move your head around, you see that whole location in 360. So your view never stops. So as you've got these on, you can look up, left, right, down. You can even turn around 360 and see that whole location in these goggles. It's like you're a bird in the sky. So this location here, really cool area in California, and all I did is took the drone off and flew it around these pinnacles. Now, you're not going to get the same immersive 360 view from looking at on YouTube that I would get, but literally I'm just stood there and I can get this really crystal clear close-up view as I'm going around these pinnacles. So therefore, traditionally, like on the Mini 5 Pro, you would be thinking about these locations to go and capture them and then look back at them on your screen, your laptop, your TV at home. But with this, what you're doing is you're researching locations to go to them, just to experience it with these goggles on, more so than filming any content. Having these goggles on and looking around that location, it literally is just like you're flying. And this is the closest experience you're going to get to that. And you can screen record your view so you can look back at it afterwards. You can even record your audio directly into these goggles with a built-in microphone. The whole goggles experience, the immersive view, this is my favorite thing about the Antigravity A1. And once you've experienced this yourself, you go to these locations and you just look around like you're this bird flying around. It is so much fun. Now the DJI Mini 5 Pro, the experience flying this in these locations is also fantastic. It captures brilliant photos and videos and better quality than the Antigravity A1. But because of that experience, you're just looking into the screen. So you're flying it around, you're having to prepare more, you're having to think about those shots, do the drone moves. And when you're going to these locations, you're recording it to look back afterwards on your screen or monitor. That experience there isn't the same because you're looking into a controller rather than having these goggles on, being completely immersed. And by the way, if you are interested in the Antigravity A1, there is a huge sale on right now, and I've also scored you an extra discount, so you can get up to 25% off. And if you use just my link, you're going to be able to get a free gift automatically added at checkout, like a free battery. This is a fantastic offer, so go and jump on this right now, but more of this at the end of the video. Now, talking of battery life, it's really similar on both drones, and battery life is something that you want to be good. You don't want to be traveling with your drone with one battery and then be really limited. Now, personally, I would say in any location that you go to, having 3 batteries gives you more options because then you're not going to be rushing that shot. And if you're in a really good location, rather than having to then wait for this to charge, you can just chuck another battery in. But you have 2 versions, the standard battery and the high capacity battery. The standard is going to give you about 24 minutes of flight time, which in real world about 20 minutes using all the features, so that's pretty good. And you also have the high performance 39-minute battery, which gets you about 30 minutes of real world use, but that will put the drone over 250 grams, which does limit you where you're going to fly. But if you get the standard battery, take 3 of these with you, that is more than enough. Now when I'm away, I really enjoy doing tracking, so it's important for me that the Antigravity A1 was good in this area as well. So let's just show you about it. So all you do is literally get this drone in the air, and then through the goggles you can actually get this to start tracking you. So all you do is draw a box around the car with my controller, and then I can choose the side that I want it to start tracking me from. Now as I set off, the drone will then automatically start following me, capturing everything in 8K, but I still have that 360 view, so afterwards if I want, I can then go and reframe it still like I would with normal video. And the tracking ensures that you are perfectly framed and centered all the time. So in this same area as before, all I did is get the drone, draw a box around me, and I was able to get it to track me from different angles. And if you look at the video quality again, it looks nice and sharp, decent amounts of detail, and I can choose afterwards, do I want this for horizontal for YouTube to look back at it on my TV, or I might want to share this video on Instagram. So all I have to do is touch this button once, it will now switch from horizontal to vertical. Now in the goggles as well, you've got some additional features, so you can customize your own flight plan. So this allows you to set your own routes. So you can go and fly the drone, have different plots on here, and then the drone will then go and automatically fly that in autopilot. And then it's got some automated shots like quick shots. So say you go to a location, you see a really cool building, you want it to do an orbit for you, you can automatically go into Sky Genie, select the quick shot you want it to do, and it will do it for you. And because it's co-engineered into 360, they've also added some like additional touches, more of that fun feel like they do on their action cameras. So there's different views you can select and get a live vision of this in the goggles when you're flying the drone. So if you want to create Game of Thrones and be on a dragon, you can do that. And then as you look around, you're seeing this dragon in real time flying in that location. Or you could fly a plane, like this cockpit view here, that's really cool. See all the plane in here, and as you turn around, that view also changes. All of that is built in and you see it in real time. And then if you're a complete beginner, they also have a flight simulator built into these goggles. So before you go off and fly this in real life, you can do it all in the simulator. The whole experience is just something else. And it makes you want to research locations to go to experience it in these goggles. And it's way different to these fantastic cinematic drones. So for travel, for the ease of use factor, this has it. It has the video quality, and then it also has the experience factor, being able to be immersed in these goggles and then look at those surroundings in real time like you're a bird in the sky. But it's not perfect, so it does have some downsides. What are them? Now, firstly, the battery. I do wish it was integrated into these goggles. I know it would make the goggles heavier, but it's not the fact that I have to wear this around my neck, because this is fairly comfortable. It's this wire here. So if you forget this little wire here, so have it connected to your goggles all the time. If you forget this, you can't then actually connect this to your battery. So you've got to always remember this cable, or there's no flights taking place. And it is limited to just using it with the motion controller. Now, I'm not saying this is bad. This is actually really good, and it's nice and responsive, lightweight, but it would be great to have a dedicated controller as well. Now, I do think they are working on one. I'm not sure when that's going to be available, but if I want to go to a location and I just want to get a quick 360 shot where I can reframe it all afterwards, and I'm not too fussed about having the immersion, just having a dedicated controller would be good. Now, it is only 8-bit. It doesn't have the analog color profile, so I'm not going to be able to then go and push that color grading as much as I would like to. I do have my own LUTs for this, and that's the best it's going to get, but I am still impressed with that image quality that comes out of this, considering it is only 8-bit video quality. But it would be good to see some in-camera different filters on here, like Insta360 do with their Ace Pro 2 and Luna Ultra, where you can have different cinematic styles, filmic approaches to them. Have some of those baked in for beginners to use would be really good. And I did mention on my review back in January to have some additional firmware added. Like when you're recording on this drone, you see this little red icon. When you're screen recording on here, you also see a small little red icon. And when you're in the moment, it's hard to distinguish which one is which. So sometimes you might find that you don't record anything whatsoever, and all you've done is record your screen recording. So to have like a red box around the screen when you're recording from the drone will 100% identify that yes, you are actually recording. And the biggest advice, when you get this drone, go into the settings and switch it from free motion to FPV mode. Therefore, all you do is you just twist your wrist to fly. So I want to go left, I just twist my wrist, pull back, and it is so responsive, so much better flying experience. By default, it's selected to free motion. And in that mode, you have to like move your arm really wide to get the drone to turn in that direction. It's just not the best experience and really like fiddly to do. And everybody I have said, yeah, switch it to FPV mode, try that out. They think it's absolutely fantastic. And they're like, I'm never going back to free motion mode. But by default, it is selected to that. So when you first get this drone, you'll be like, what are these controls? Switch it to FPV mode, and it's so much better. So what's the editing experience been like? Well, I edit my 360 drone footage just like I do my 360 cameras, really simply and pretty basic. So you can get the Antigravity app, and then you can move your finger on here to change that view. So because it's captured everything in 360, you can go onto the app and you can look all around that view just by moving your finger on the screen. Or what I prefer to do is go onto the desktop and I use my mouse to move, and I can choose any angle I want. So all I'll do is choose that starting point. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit keyframe, and that will then lock that angle in. You can then skip forward to the end point. You just move your mouse or your finger again and choose that angle, and then hit keyframe, and that's it. You get this really smooth rotation shot. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You can add more angles and keyframes if you want, or just keep it really simple and basic. If you want to go inverted, you can do top-down shots, you can do reverse shots, all so easily to do in editing. What I do is when I'm editing my 360 footage, it takes me about 30 seconds at most. I'm choosing that first point, I'm choosing the end point, putting a couple of keyframes in. I might do like an inverted roll just by putting a third keyframe in the middle, and that is it. I'm not spending like 10-15 minutes on every clip, because if I was to do that all the time, I probably wouldn't use this. But because I can go to a location, I can get these really cool 360 shots, and I can edit it so fast just because it's really easy to do now. But if you don't want to do any editing whatsoever, you can go onto the app, and they've also got auto edit. So you can actually choose the files that you want to be selected, and then the computer software will automatically identify them, and then it will make you an edit itself with music, and it will actually choose the shots that it feels are like the most impressive or the best shots that you've done. Don't let the editing experience put you off. It used to be awful years ago. It used to take so long, and you used to have like the best computer possible to be able to use it. Whereas now, you can just do it on your phone, do it on your computer, and it's so much easier than it used to be. So don't let it put you off. Now, a question I got a lot about this Antigravity A1 was about the signal and what's that been like. Well, personally, I've not really had an issue with it. Now, granted, I don't get my drone and fly all the way to like a different town because the DJI drones, they are better for this. They have a better signal. The OcuSync system on here is fantastic. So if you want the best possible signal to get your drone and fly it to your friends in different towns, then yeah, the DJI one's going to be better. But I fly the Antigravity A1 in the locations that I've researched, and in every location that I've gone to, I've never had an issue with this signal. It's always been fine in that area. If I was to push it really far, then yeah, I'll probably have issues with it. But as long as I'm facing that drone, I've got the antennas up on the goggles, I've never had a problem. So which is the best travel drone? Well, the Mini 5 Pro, this is the best small cinematic drone that you can possibly get. And the Antigravity A1, this is the best 360 drone you can get. I prefer it over the Avata 360. Both have their own advantages, but if I was just focus on travel, taking a drone with you on your holidays, the A1 is going to give you that ability to capture full 360 content, have unlimited angles, which is then something the Mini 5 Pro cannot do. This is going to get you better photos and video quality, but you're going to be heavily focused on looking at that controller screen, planning, thinking about that location to get those shots to view afterwards. If you want the immersive experience, the fun factor, to be able to experience those locations with the goggles, the Antigravity A1 is absolutely fantastic. And this would be the one that I would choose for a travel drone. And especially for my US viewers, unfortunately, just getting one of these DJI drones at the moment is really challenging in the US. Whereas the Antigravity A1, you can pick this up in many different retailers. And you can also get the Anti-Gravity Care Plan. It's like an insurance plan, peace of mind. So if you crash this drone, you have a flyaway, you can actually get this all taken care of. And there's local repairers all throughout the US. So it's much easier to actually get this repaired than currently these DJI drones. Now, it isn't a cheap drone, it's a premium drone. It's more expensive than that DJI Mini 5 Pro, but it is the vision goggles what you're paying that money for. But like I mentioned before, there is a good offer on right now, up to 25% off. So if you're interested in checking this out, go and have a look. It's going to be linked at the top of the description. And if you use that link, you're going to be able to get a free gift automatically added to checkout as well. So a great time to go and have a look at this drone. So let me know in the comments down below, if you're going on holiday, which one of these drones would you pick? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, just hit that like button and subscribe because there's more videos coming really soon. If you want to watch another video from me, I'll see you on this one. Take care.